Well, we have Anton up next.
All
I
right.
am curious about
His take.
what is the appropriate amount of strip club attendance?
And
Yeah.
why were his glasses on his head? Did he not want to see her
Yeah.
until he
Because
got
those
up close?
glasses look great on
Is he
him.
nearsighted or farsighted?
Do you think a flip-flop is a shoe or a beach-only accessory?
We have been on the go, and let me tell you, it has been an absolute game-changing lifesaver to have Little Spoon at our house stocked in the freezer for River, because anytime you get off a flight, like the last thing you want to do is go to the grocery store, do a big haul of things to figure out what to feed your kids breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Little Spoon has it covered. They deliver real food for your babies, toddlers, and big kids straight to your door, so mealtime actually feels easy. At our house, the big hit lately is the grass-fed beef meatball biteables. River thinks it's basically meatballs with mini mac and cheese. I love that it's loaded with hidden veggies like butternut squash and carrots. I didn't have to peel, chop, or beg anyone to take a bite, and we both win. The recipes are made with pediatricians, packed with hidden veggies, and somehow River still asks for seconds. Everything is made with real ingredients, no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or dyes. It's a rare combo of convenient and healthy.
Little Spoon is the first baby and toddler food company to set strict, publicly available standards for heavy metals, pesticides, and more in their food for peace of mind.
Oh, and there's another exciting part. Little Spoon is now in Target. So on your next diaper run and obviously candle sniff, you can grab baby and kid snacks, pouches, yogurt smoothies, and bars. Plus, Target has an exclusive frozen line. Think their cult favorite chicken nuggets, meatballs, and sliders. Find them in the snack and freezer aisles. We are obsessed. Little Spoon is the mealtime hack parents can't stop talking about. Try their no-prep, nutrition-packed meals and snacks for babies, toddlers, and big kids. Get 50% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/VIALL with code VIALL at checkout. That's LITTLESPOON.com/VIALL. Don't forget to use our show's code for 50% off your first order.
Anton, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
First question, did you get contacts?
I did.
You did?
Wow.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Was that,
yeah.
what prompted you to do that after all these years?
Well, I had contacts before, right? And I would kind of go back and forth between the glasses and the contacts. But I think after the show, I really just leaned into the contacts full time. So,
For what it counts, if it matters, I thought that you looked great on the glasses. You know.
oh,
They
thanks.
look nice.
Thanks. Whenever I did have them on, I mean, it's like I had them on my head most of the time, I feel like.
Well, yeah, we did notice that, and we thought it was a little weird. Were you like insecure about the glasses, or like why do that?
Yeah, it's so just watching the show back, I kind of realized that, yeah, I mean, I was insecure about it a lot of the time, and it's been an insecurity of mine, and I just kind of had them up on my head a lot of the times because I don't need them to see up close, but I need them to see kind of like further away. So.
Gotcha. Well, I thought the glasses looked great. on
Well,
you.
that's so interesting that you need them to see further away. And at your reveal, you didn't have them on, but you were like squinting to see Allie. Why didn't you just wear the glasses?
I know. I looked at that and I'm like, fuck, I look like an idiot.
At least you can laugh at
Didn't do
yourself.
myself any favors with that, yeah, but you know what? Whatever.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We know obviously this show was filmed a long time ago, so it's I want to acknowledge that because are you still in a relationship with your lovely girlfriend that we got to see at the reunion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's great. We've been together for a year now.
Awesome.
And
Congrats.
yeah, she's everything I was looking for.
Well, I appreciate you still joining us because I know sometimes it could be a little weird being in a relationship and still being asked questions about an old relationship. But either way, here we are.
No,
Yeah.
she's been great about it. She's been really supportive and understanding and like just kind of helping me kind of deal with all this too. So
out of curiosity, how
she's incredible.
did you broach that subject with her when you first met her, ending filming, knowing that the show's still going to come out a long time from now, like a year plus? How did you broach that topic?
Also being like, we can't post photos together.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's so I mean I kind of led with it. I wasn't trying to be secretive or anything about it. I told her, hey, like this is a thing. It's gonna come out in like a little over a year, and I just wanted her to know that that's gonna come out at some point, and I didn't want her to be blindsided by it. So I was like, hey, I understand if you would like your privacy and wouldn't want to have anything to do with me because of that. Totally understandable, but this is something that's gonna come out at some point. So And she was like, okay, well, I mean, she was open to it, and she was like, okay, like I don't know how I'm gonna go about it, but I like you and I want to be there with you. And she was supportive of it.
Okay. First question: how many times do you go to the strip club, and what is normal?
So how many times do I go to the strip club now, or how many times did I go to the strip club when I was single?
Both, I guess.
Both, yeah.
So when I was single, I would just go with like for my friends' birthdays or for like bachelor parties or whatever,
Okay.
things like that. I would go maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Whereas now, I mean, I think when you're in a relationship, I think you have to be just kind of like cognizant of your partner, and
Okay.
if that bothers them, then you should probably not go.
Well,
So
thanks for
I
clarifying.
think I've only been once
Yeah.
in the last, since the show came out. I think I've only been once.
Okay.
And that was for a friend's bachelor party.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. It almost came across as if it was like every other Friday.
For the buffet.
You're getting the T-bone steak.
No.
$10.95.
I would be broke if that was the case.
Okay.
That is true.
A big part of the storyline, or your storyline, like centered around your drinking and what, the disconnect of you and Allie, and what you thought was normal and what she felt was normal. We did have a chance to talk with Allie, and we kind of agreed that, like, regardless of what's normal or not normal, what felt a little funny on your part, and maybe you could add context that we didn't get to see, is that you came across as kind of defensive when the topics came out, like specifically the tequila bottle and things like that. So now that we have you, and we know things are edited or things can be taken out of context, I just want to hear like your point of view about that entire like storyline, and how did you feel about watching it back?
Yeah. I mean, watching it back, I definitely felt like from the edits, it seemed as though I was drinking almost in every scene, which, I mean, I wasn't, because there was a couple of scenes that got cut out that I wasn't drinking in, and nobody was really drinking in. And so, looking back at it, yeah, I mean, I put out a video on my Instagram about this. I kind of addressed it a little bit, and I was drinking more than I normally do, and I think it was due to just me being like really nervous and being anxious, and using that as a coping mechanism, which I think a lot of people do on reality TV. Not to say that it's good or it's normal or healthy. It's not. But looking back at it, I think that's what it was. And to put some context on the tequila bottle going missing, looking back at that, I mean, this was almost 2 years ago, right? So I think in that moment right there, we had just gotten back from filming at the rodeo. And so we were both drinking at the rodeo. We both had some drinks, and I genuinely, I kind of had an idea. I was like, I don't think the bottle's going to be in that fridge, but I was like, let me check, but it seemed as though like she wouldn't really be concerned. She wasn't really ever concerned about me drinking unless we were filming. And it was like one of those moments where it's like, ha, I gotcha, that kind of thing. And so in that moment right there, I didn't really think the bottle was going to be in there, but I was like, let me check. I don't really remember if I finished it or not, or if we finished it. Cause I mean, you got to think, right? Like she was drinking as well. And it's like in every scene that I'm drinking, she's also drinking too. So it wasn't like she doesn't drink. She does drink too. And so, like I said, I was never trashed. I was never drunk. I was kind of drinking more than I normally do, but it's probably not good, probably not a good thing that, that bottle wasn't in there in that fridge.
Allie mentioned at reunion, and also when we spoke with her, that you would kind of come home and like not greet her. You wouldn't say hello. Do you remember that? And like, do you know why? Or is that not how you remember it?
It's not how I remembered it all, right? So when we were back in Denver filming, we would film about 3, maybe 4 days out of the week. And then the other days we weren't filming. So on the days that we were filming, I would come home. So I was still working full time, and I work nights, 12-hour shifts. So I would come home after a 12-hour shift, and it was like I would greet her, but I wouldn't have like usually any kind of like intense conversations or deep, meaningful conversations. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm getting home. I want to relax a little bit, eat, and go to bed, that kind of thing. And she worked nights too, but she would have different days off than I would. So it kind of overlapped that way. But a lot of the time when we were filming, it just happened to be on days that I worked a 12, 13-hour shift. And it was a lot, it was a lot to deal with.
She kind of had a few what she claimed to be like lighthearted jokes, maybe about the Botox or about the private chef. And then they were kind of edited in a way that made her look a certain way. Do you remember them being lighthearted jokes in the morning and you were surprised by how it was edited and watching it back, or the other way around?
I wasn't really surprised by that. I think it was, I think the financial differences definitely played a large part in her decision, because we had conversations off camera, that were about, okay, well, where are we going to live? How are we going to move in together? How is that going to look? And so for her, I think the financial aspect of it was definitely, I don't know that it was like the deciding factor, but I think it was like part of it was lighthearted, but I think there's some truth to to any jokes that she did make about that. I think there was some truth to it.
Going into the wedding, did you feel like Allie was on the fence? Like, what prompted you to say yes? And, were you surprised by her ultimate decision to say no?
There was actually a conversation that took place about a week before the weddings. This was in Denver. This was after a day that we were like, after we wrapped up filming, the cameras went away and we were filming, like I said, about every other day. And there were signs that she was going to say no. So she actually, on the days that we were not filming, she did not want to stay with me at the apartment. She wanted to go back to her place and kind of stay there and not really spend much time with me, which I thought was strange. Like, if you're really on the fence trying to decide whether you're going to get married to this person, you should kind of try to spend as much time as you can with them. And she didn't seem to want to do that. And about a week before the weddings, we had a conversation, which was kind of just like a off camera, real conversation. Like, hey, are we going to get married? Is this going to be a yes or no or what, And it was a really genuine kind of upfront conversation. And so she basically said that at that time, she didn't see how she could get to a yes. She didn't see any way of her getting to a yes. And I said, well, the fuck are we doing here then? Let's just end this right here, right now. I don't want to waste my time, your time, the producer's time. What's the point, right? What's the point of dragging this out and, getting our families involved and all that? And she said that she basically just wanted to get to the altar. She wanted to kind of see that through. And, in her words, was to honor the experiment all the way. And she said maybe there's some way she could get to a yes. She just doesn't know how. But that was kind of how that ended. And it kind of left me feeling confused, right? Like, it left me feeling like, are her intentions real? Does she really want to get married to me, or does she just want to drag it out to the altar and get as much screen time as possible? That's kind of something I was thinking about. And I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm not saying it is, but it definitely made me think that a little bit.
After she walked away, there was a clip of someone in your life calling her a cold-hearted bitch. Who was that person to you?
That's my really good friend's fiance, who they're actually getting married in January. So happy for them. Shout out Colin and Brittany. But she's a great gal. She flew in from Florida. She had no idea what was going on. She was completely clueless to everything. And I think she just, did I feel that way? No. Do I feel the way that she felt? No. But I think she is, knowing her, she's just a very blunt, like, to the point kind of person. And I guess that's how she was feeling. So I thought that was kind of a crazy thing to to include in there in the end on the producer's part. But
yeah.
Pulling away from you for a second, do you think Joe is getting a bad rap on this show, or do you think he is getting a fair edit?
I wasn't in that relationship. I don't know what, like, as you guys know, there's so much more that happens off camera. So I don't know. I will say that I'm friends with Madison. I'm really close with Madison. I'm friends with Joe as well. They just both have very different expectations and very different goals. And I think that a lot of that caught up to them in Mexico and caught up to them back in Denver. But I think Madison's a really great person. I think Joe's a really good guy. I think that they just weren't for each other.
Who do you hang out with the most?
I hang out with Madison. I hang out with Patrick, Mike. Those are kind of my guys. Joe's really cool as well. Hang out with him every once in a while. It's kind of my pod squad right there.
Okay.
Shelby as well, but she wasn't really shown.
Allie mentioned a date that y'all had where it was like a very romantic dinner, and she mentioned how she was kind of caught off guard with how much you were vaping. Do you have like any response to that?
Yeah, I was vaping a lot. She vaped too, but I was definitely vaping a lot more than her. And hey, you know what? I put down the vape. I don't vape anymore at all.
Wow.
So
Good job.
And it was like it wasn't like a Juul, it was like a big guy or
no, it was a Juul.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Did you ever run into Allie or meet up with Allie or hang out with Allie at all following the wedding?
I think we've ran into each other once coincidentally, and but we don't have any kind of relationship. We don't really talk or anything. I know when the show came out, I kind of shot her a text saying, hey, like, hope you're doing good. Hope everything's, gonna work out for you. Just checking in to make sure you're all right. And she just kind of texted me back saying, hey, yeah, I'm good. Thanks for checking in. And that was it. But
Great.
we ran into each other at a pool party, I think 2 or 3 months after we wrapped up filming, and that's
Civil.
really been it.
Was this the Mike pool party where Casey was crying?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there for sure. And like I said, this was that pool party was also, this is also over a year ago. So
Craziness.
Any context you want to add that was left out?
no, I think it was genuinely like everybody was there. It was literally the entire cast was there at the pool party, and this was pretty fresh. So like pretty fresh after filming. So there was a lot of people trying to connect with each other, a lot of like exploring potential relationships and exploring connections and flirting and all that going on there for sure.
Okay.
So
Before you met your girlfriend, did you explore with anybody else from the pods?
I'm trying to think. I had a really good connection with another gal in the pods. Her name was Kaylin. We actually went all the way up to engagement day, and I was either going to propose to Kaylin or Allie, right? And
That's crazy.
I never actually. Yeah, I know, that was completely not shown. It was made to look as if like I only had Allie and I proposed to her on day one, which couldn't be further from the truth. But I actually never did explore a relationship with Kaylin in any way. I think she was kind of not interested in that, and understandably so, right? Like, I picked another gal over her in the pod, so that didn't pan out to be anything.
In addition to cutting back on the vaping, have you eliminated flip-flops from your wardrobe?
Fuck no. I still have. I have even more flip-flops now. Those weren't flip-flops. Those were not flip-flops in Baja. Those were slides.
Okay. That is different.
Yeah.
There is a difference. There is a difference.
They're for sale. By the way, they're for sale. If anybody wants to pay $500 for them, I'll sell them.
Okay.
Wow, there you go.
Heard it here first. Anton, appreciate you joining us, man. Thanks for taking the time. If you're ever in LA, come check out our studios. Take some Polaroids that we have all our guests who come on the show do that.
No doubt, for sure.
All right, buddy.
Thanks
take
for
care.
having me, guys.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Thanks.